Hello mga students, since sunod-sunod yung ating asynchronous, I'm going to make a video presentation of our lesson para in case na hindi nakaka-attend minsan ng mga Gmeet natin, at least you can play this video. Pwede mong i-replay, pwede nyong balikan para mas maintindihan yung ating lesson. So this time, our lesson is about calculating measures of position for group data. Okay, so nung nakaraan, meron na tayong discussion on the measures of position for ungrouped data, no, na na-introduce na sa inyo yung, of course, yung mean, median, and mode, and also the quartile, decile, and percentile. So this time, for group data na po tayo. So the objective is to calculate a specified measure of position, for example, 90th percentile of a set of group data. So before that, meron lang akong isisingit na or ihahabol kasi this one was not discussed last time, the percentile rank, no? Yung percentile na discuss na yon, how to solve percentile. For example, find the 78th percentile. We have a formula for that. Yan. So, ngayon naman, instead of solving for a percentile, we're going to look for the rank of a certain value. Okay, so percentile rank. So the percentile corresponding to a given value x is computed by using the formula. Percentile rank of x is the number of values below the x plus 0.5 divided by n times 100. Ayan, so let's have an example. So given this set of data, syempre ungroup pa rin naman po ito ha. So 20, 23, 26, 29, 31, 35, 37, 38, 40, 43, 47, 51, 54, 58, 62, and 63. So obviously, the data are already arranged in ascending order. So n natin is the number of values in this set of data. So count natin. Ilan to? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. So, ang n natin ay 16. Ayan. So, what is the percentile rank of 58? So, ano yung percentile rank ni 58? Siya ba ay 20th percentile, 36th percentile, yun. So, ngayon, given na yung value, tapos ang hinihingi na ngayon ay yung percentile rank niya. Ayan. So, ito yung 58. Ayan. So, ano yung percentile rank ni 58? So, ang magiging formula natin ay percentile rank of x equals number of values below x. So, ilan ba yung values bago mag-58? Bibilangin natin yan. Ayan, no? So, yan. Ni-redline. In-underline ko ng red, no? Bibilangin natin yan. Tapos, plus 0.5 divided by n. Our n is 16 times 100. Ayan. So, solve natin. Wait lang. Ayan. Wait lang po. Ayan. So, kung isosolve natin, we'll have the percentile rank of 58 is, so count natin yung ilan ba yung values bago mag-58. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yan. So, 13 plus 0.5 divided by 16. Ang n natin ay 16. Tapos, times 100. Pinakasya. Yan. So, we have 13.5 over 16 times 100. So, using our calculator, 13.5 divided by 16. 16 times 100 is 84.37, 375. Yan. So, i-round off na lang natin. So, syempre, mas malapit lang siya sa 84, di ba? So, ang percentile rank po niya ay, ni 58 ay 84. Yan. So, 84th percentile siya, no? P84. Yan. Okay? Alright. So, next, try ninyo. This one, ano ang percentile rank ni 29? So, nasan si 29? Ayan. So, obviously, no, nasa harap siya banda, no? Nasa lower half siya. So, ang ine-expect nating percentile rank niya is below 50. Kasi yung gitna is 50th percentile. Ayan. So, paano yan? So, ang percentile rank ni 29 ay, so, una, bilangin nyo muna kung ilan yung number of values bago mag-29. So, tatlo lang yan, no? Yung 20, 23, and 26. So, 3 lang. So, 3 plus 0.5 over 16 times 100. Yan. So, 3.5 over 16 times 100. So, let's use the calculator. 3.5 divided by 16 times 100. The answer is 21.875. So, rounding it off, mas malapit siya sa 22. No? So, ang percentile rank niya ay 22. So, si 29 ay 22nd percentile. Yan. No? 22nd percentile. Okay. So, I hope na gets po yung pag-solve ng percentile rank. Okay? Pag may question, send lang sa ating GC. Huwag po nagda-direct message sa akin kapag may question kayo regarding sa lesson kasi sometimes yung question nyo, question din pala ng iba para isang sagutan na lang para sa lahat. Okay, now, proceed tayo sa group data kasi yung mga diniscuss nakaraan ay para lamang sa ungroup data. So, ngayon, group data na po ang ating calculan ng kukumputan ng measures of position. So, when we say group data, these are data that have been organized into groups from the raw data so that a frequency distribution of those groups serves as a convenient means of summarizing or analyzing the data. So, kapag marami na masyado yung ating set of data, doon na nagkakaroon ng group. Ginagawa na siya ng frequency distribution table, yan, para summary na siya. No? Kasi halimbawa, 'di ba, yung ano na lang, arithmetic mean or average, 'di ba? Yung average mo, 8 lang yung subject. So okay lang yun, 8 lang naman yun, i-add mo yun and then divided by 8. That's how you get your average, 'di ba? Pero kapag halimbawa ang data mo ay nasa 200 na, ayan. So, mas madali kung naka-summarize na siya, hindi yung lahat yun i-add mo isa-isa and then divided by sa kung ilan man yung n, yun. So, para mas organized, ginagamit natin yung gumagawa tayo ng frequency distribution table. So, ito yung isang example ng frequency distribution table. Wait lang po. Ay, sige. So, halimbawa, ito yung mga grades, no? From 66 to 70. So, yung grades dito, naka-class na siya, no? May class interval na siya. So, halimbawa, yung unang group, nandun yung mga grades na 66 to 70. Ayan. Tapos yung pangalawang group, so naka-group na siya or naka-class na siya. Kaya ang tawag dyan ay class interval. So, 71 to 75 dito naman. Tapos dito, 76 to 80, 81 to 85, 86 to 90, 91 to 95, and 96 to 100. So, the frequency tells us kung ilan po yung may nakabilong po dun sa grades na yun. Halimbawa, tatlo sa estudyante ay may grade na 96 to 100 sa math for a certain quarter. 4 ang may grade na 91 to 95, 5 ang nakakuha ng grade na 86 to 90, 11 ang may grade na 81 to 85, 10 ang 76 to 80, tapos may 4 na ang grade ay 71 to 75, and may tatlong 66 to 70. Grabe yung baba ng grade na yun. Siguro na pumapasok yun, no? Yan. So, when you add this, 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 11 plus 10 plus 4 plus 3, the answer is 40. So, our N is 40. So, may 40 students. Na? Then, next naman ay yung tinatawag na class mark. Okay? Mamaya, the definitions will be given. Pero, itong class mark kasi, ito yung pinaka average, median nung bawat class interval. Halimbawa, 96 to 100. Ano yung pinakagitna? 'Di ba? 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Lima yan. So, ano yung gitna? Yung pangatlo, which is 98. Okay? But, another way to get it is to add the lower limit, which is 96, tsaka yung upper limit na 100. So, 96 plus 100 is 196 divided by 2. The answer is 98. So, yun din yung, kumbaga, average and also the median of the class interval. Yan. So, 98. 95 plus 91, that's 186 divided by 2, 93. Okay? And then, ganun din. 86 plus 90 divided by 2, 88. 81 plus 85 divided by 2, 83. Yan. So, yun siya yung pinaka-midpoint na magre-represent sa bawat class. Yan. Okay? Next, the fourth table is the product of the frequency and the class mark. Kaya FIXI, frequency times X yung class mark. So, 3 times 98, the answer is 294. 4 times 93, the answer is 372. 5 times 88 equal to 440. So, you will be given an activity na uh, you're gonna make a frequency distribution table. Okay? Given na siguro yung class interval and frequency, and then the rest kayo na po lalagay po, ma-fill in ng mga data. So, yon. Next, 4 times 93, 372. 5 times 88, 440. 11 times 83, 913. And 10 times 78 is 780. 4 times 73 is 292. And 3 times 68 is 204. Okay. And then once we have all the FIXI, or the product of frequency and class mark, we're going to get its total, or the sum, uh, summation of FIXI, or the total of it. So, adding these numbers, 294 plus 372 plus 440 plus 913 plus 780 plus 292 plus 204 will give us a total of 3,295. Para saan to? Bakit kinukuha yung total? So, magagamit ito mamaya kapag we'll be asked to give the arithmetic mean. Okay? Or average, kumbaga. Okay? So, mean nitong group data na to. Next, cumulative frequency. So, cumulative ay yung pagkakaipon, no? Pagkakadagdag ng frequency. So, we will start here on the lower class. So, ang frequency niya ay 3. Okay? And then, plus 4. May 4 kasi na 7, pasok sa grade na 71 to 75. So, 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. So, ilan lahat ang students na may grade na 71 to 75 pababa? So, 7 na yon. Okay, so add nyo lang po yan. So 3 plus 4, 7, plus 10, 17, plus 11, 28, plus 5, 33, plus 4, 37, and plus 3, 40. So yung pinakadulo, dapat equal yun sa n mo. Pag hindi yan nag-equal, may mali. May error sa pagkaka-add. Okay? Kasi 40 lahat yung ating data. Hindi na sinulat, 'di ba? Kasi nakaano na siya eh. Ang binigay ko ay naka-tabulate na siya sa nakalagay na siya sa frequency. Okay? Next, the lower boundaries. So ang lower boundaries naman ay half a point below the lower limit, lower class limit. So dito, etong mga nasa kanan, upper class limit po ang tawag dyan. Tapos dito naman nasa kaliwa, lower class limit. So, para makuha yung lower boundaries, babawasan mo lang ng 0.5 yung lower class limit. So, 96 minus 0.5 is 95.5. 91 minus 0.5 is 90.5. 86 minus 0.5 is 85.5 and so on. Ganun lamang po. So again, this is an example of a frequency distribution for a grouped data. So let's have the definition of some mathematical concepts regarding this table. So class limit, again, these are the end values of each class interval. It can be upper class limit or lower class limit. So kanina binanggit ko na yan, no? Dito sa right side, ito yung mga upper class limit. Tapos yung sa kaliwa ay lower class limit. They are the end values of each class interval. Next, yan. So, yung 195 example po yan ng upper class limit. Now, class size. Class size is the difference between two consecutive upper limits. So, ito, magkasunod, consecutive, no, na upper limits. So, yung difference nila, yun ang ating magiging class size. So, isubtract natin, 100 minus 95 equals 5. Yun ang ating class size. The class size of this table, set of data is 5. And it is represented by letter I. Okay, I stands for class size. Next, the class boundary. So, it is a point halfway between consecutive classes. So, ito yung kanina lower boundary. So, for example, dito sa class 96 to 100, sa baba niya 91 to 95. So, a point halfway, ano yung nasa gitna ng dalawang class na to, 95 sa kabila 96. So yung gitna nun ay 95.5. Yun yung ating lower boundary. Okay? Next is class mark. So yung class mark, ito yung X. It is the midpoint of class interval. It serves as the representative value for the class. So, siya yung nasa gitna. Gitna ng 96 to 100 is 98. So, yun yung ating class mark. Alright. So, let's have a frequency distribution table. Given the class interval scores, 21 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40, 41 to 45, and 46 to 50. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes here. Okay? Let's say, ang frequency, apat yung pasok sa score na may 46 to 50. 8 ang nakakuha ng score na pasok sa class o sa score na 41 to 45. 11 got a score of 36 to 40. 9 got a score of 31 to 35. 12 ang nakakuha ng score na 26 to 30. And 6 naman ang nakakuha ng score na 21 to 25. Uy, ibig sabihin, walang nakakuha ng below 25, no? Okay yung mga score nila. So, pag in-add natin to, 4 plus 8 plus 11 plus 9 plus 12 plus 6, n is 50. So, yun yung ating n. So, 50 students to, no, na pinag-uusapan natin. If this is about score in for example, score in an exam. Yan. So, class mark. Ano po yung magiging class mark dito sa class na 46 to 50? No? 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. O, 5 rin, di ba, no? So, ano yung gitna? Okay? Ang gitna ay 48. So, 50 plus 46 is 96 divided by 2. That is 48. Yan. So, ganyan lang po. Ganyan lang pagkuha ng class mark. Ano yung magiging next na class mark? 43, 38, 33, 28, and 23. Next column tayo, FIXI, we will simply multiply the frequency and the class mark per class. So, dito tayo sa class na 46 to 50. So, 4 times 48 lang yan. That is equal to 192. Next, 8 times 43. That is equal to 344. And then 11 times 38, that's equal to 418. 9 times 33 equal to 297. 12 times 28, 336. And 6 times 23 is 138. So the next step is to get the total of this column. No? The summation of FIXI. So, adding these numbers, 192 plus 344 plus 418 plus 297 plus 336 plus 138, we'll get a total of 1,725. Next is the cumulative frequency. So, we start on the lower class. No? So, copy nyo lang yung frequency na una. So, 6 yan. And then add 6 plus yung susunod na frequency, 12. 6 plus 12 is 18. Plus 9 equals 27. Plus 11 equals 38. Plus 8 equals 46. Plus 4 equals 50. So again, equal yung ating dulo dun sa n natin. Next, the lower boundary naman tayo. So, bawasan mo lang ng 0.5 yung ating lower class limit per class. So, 46 minus 0.5, we have dito pala sa baba nag-start. 21 minus 0.5, we have 20.5. Then, 26 minus 0.5 is 25.5. 30.5, 35.5, 40.5, and 45.5. And that's it. We have now the frequency distribution table. And once we have this, we are now ready to solve for whatever we will be asked to solve, whether it's mean, median, or mode, quartile, decile, or percentile. The table is very important because all the data that we need to compute will is from this table. Okay? Yan. So, mean muna tayo. So, the mean, di ba, dun sa ungroup, you simply add the scores and divide it by number of scores. Halimbawa, yung average nyo, add nyo yung 8 subject divided by 8. So, dito, sa group data, ang ating magiging, teka lang, using the table, what is the value of the class interval? So, para makuha yung class interval, subtract lang kayo ng upper limit or lower limit, pwede rin. 50 minus 45, that is, or 30 minus 25, that is equal to 5. So, ang ating class interval, class size would be 5. Yan. Bakit class interval? Class size. Anyway, so mean of group data po tayo. So, ang formula for the mean is the summation of FIXI, eto yun, divided by n. So, ganun lang. Kaya, importanteng ma-prepare nyo na yung table para madali na lang yung pagsusolve. So, solve natin ngayon yung ating mean. So, yung mean, represented by this, symbol. Yan. Ito yung mean. Ay, bakit ganun? Yan. Hindi masyadong kita. Okay, so summation of FIXI natin ay 1,725. Divided by, ang N natin ay 50. Yan. So, let's divide 1,725 divided by 50. We'll get 34.5. And that's it. That's the arithmetic mean. That's the mean for this given group data. Okay? So, yun lang. Divide nyo lang yung summation of FIXI to the number of values or yung N. Okay. So, mode naman. So, okay tayo sa mean, mode naman. Balik tayo sa definition ng mode noon sa ungroup. Ano ba yung mode? Diba? It's the most common or most frequent value. So, ganun din naman dito. Okay? So, una, identify mo kung asan yung class with the modal class. O ano yung class na may pinakamaraming frequency. So, titingin ka sa frequency. Ano yung may pinakamalaking frequency? Ito, 12. So, dahil yan yung may pinakamalaking frequency, ito ngayon ang magiging modal class natin. Yung class ng 26 to 30. Kasi andyan yung may pinakamaraming score. Okay? Yan. So, ang ating modal class ay 26 to 30. Now, this is how we compute for the mode for the group data. The mode is equal to the lower boundary of the modal class. So, sino yung modal class? Etong may red na circle. Circle ba yan? O na-highlight, no? So, ang lower boundary niya, ito, 25.5. Kasi ito yung modal class natin. Okay? So, lower boundary of the modal class plus D1 divided by D1 plus D2 times I, which is our class size. Ano yung D1? D1 is the difference between the frequency ni modal class and the frequency before that class. Okay, or preceding frequency, yung bago siya, bago mag-12. So, 6 yun. So, dito, example, 14. Ito yung pinakamalaking frequency. So, ito yung kanyang modal class. So, ang D1 ay 14 minus 7. No? Kasi bago mag-14, yung below niya, o yung preceding frequency niya ay 7. So, 14 minus 7 equals 7. Yun ang ating D1. Dito pala sa example. Ang dito naman ay difference between the frequency of the modal class at saka nung kasunod niyang frequency. So, 14 minus 8. 14 minus 8 equals 6. Yun yung kanyang D2. Yun na ngayon na ipapasok natin dito sa formula na D1 saka D2. Okay? So, ayun. So, try natin. So, tayo. So, ang mode ay lower boundary ng modal class. So, ito yung modal class natin. Ito yung ating lower boundary. 25.5 plus D1. So, ano muna yung D1 natin? So, ang D1 ay 12 minus 6, which is equal to 6. Yan. Ang D2 natin ay 12 minus 9, which is equal to 3. Yan. So, meron na tayong D1, meron na tayong D2. So, i-input na lang natin sa formula. So, D1 is 6 over D1 plus D2. So, 6 plus 3 times I. Ang I natin ay yung class size, diba? 30 minus 25 is 5. So, 5 yung ating I. I is 5. Yan. Okay. So, i-calculate na lang natin yan. 6 divided by 9 muna tayo. No? So, we have 6 divided by 9 is 0.66666 times 5. is equal to 3.33333 plus 25.5. So, ang answer natin, ang mode natin ay 28.833333 or 83. Ano na natin, i-round off na lang up to 2 decimal places na lang. So, that's our mode. The mode is 28.83. Okay? So, balik-balikan nyo lang tong video na to kasi may mga formula talaga and you have to take note and you have to practice. Huwag po tayo makikinig lang. Dapat kayo mismo o try ko naman isolve ko ng sarili ko para pag nag-exam, kaya nyo yun. No? Yan. So, kanina, nag-mean na tayo. Nag-divide lang tayo nung summation of Fixi by N. Ngayon ay nakapag-mode na rin tayo na kung saan una, identify mo sino yung modal class. Tapos, gagamitin natin itong formula na ito. Okay? Alright. Median. Tatlo yun, di ba? Mean, median, mode. So, naka-mean and mode na tayo. Ito na yung isa. Ay huli sa central tendency median. But before ko ibigay yung paano mag-solve ng median, papasok na tayo dun sa quartile, decile, and percentile. Bakit? Kasi we know that median is equivalent to second quartile. It's also the fifth decile. And it is also the 50th percentile. Tama po? So, kapag tinanong ka, what is the median? O kaya ang question, what is the second quartile? Or what's the fifth decile? Or what's the 50th percentile? Yun din yung median. So, bahala na kayo kung ang formula na gagamitin mo ay pang quartile, pang percentile, or pang decile. Kasi, pare-parehas lang din naman yung datingan ng formula nila. Nagbabago lang yung mga denominators. Katulad nun sa ungroup. Okay? Yan. So, quartile muna tayo. Ito yung formula. Do not get overwhelmed by this, mahirap. Hindi po. Hindi po yan mahirap. Kasi lang, dami lang letters, pero kayang-kaya po yan. So, Q sub K, meaning yung K, kung pang ilan yung quartile. Kung first quartile ba, second or third. Third. Hanggang third quartile lang naman tayo, di ba? Is equal to the lower boundary ng kung saan yung class ng first quartile or second quartile or third quartile plus kung first quartile ang sinusolve mo, edi K is 1 times N divided by 4 kasi quartile to, kaya divided by 4, minus cumulative frequency below, divided by the frequency of the quartile class, times I. Okay? Pagdating sa decile, gantong-ganto rin. Magiging over 10 lang po dito. Ganun lang yung difference nila ng formula. At yung K naman doon, kapag decile, 1 to 9, kasi hanggang 9th decile tayo. Ang possible na value ni 9. At pag percentile naman, ganito rin ang datingan ng formula. Gagawin mo lang 100 yung denominator dito sa part na to. Pag percentile, magiging over 100. And then, ang value naman ni K is from 1 to 99. Ang possible value ni K. Kasi hanggang 99 percentile meron. 'Di ba? Yan. So, example. Pag first quartile ang sinusolve, ito yun. Yung Q1, tapos yung K1 din. Okay? Natatakpan pala ng video. Next naman, para sa decile, so sabi ko, ganun din, di ba? Magiging 10 lang yung denominator. So, halimbawa, 6 decile. So, 6n. Yung K mo kasi ay 6. Tapos, divided by 10 kasi decile yan. Tapos, dito, frequency ng 6 decile. Okay, pag percentile, ganun din, pero over 100. So, example, find the 90th percentile. So, hindi na nalagay. Dapat dito 90 na to, 90 times n. Okay, so let's have an example. Balik tayo dun sa ating given frequency table, yung ginawa nating frequency table kanina. And mag-solve tayo ngayon ng quartile. So, ito nailagay ko rito sa PowerPoint ko ay Q1, pero second quartile na lang isolve natin para yun na rin yung median. Meron tayong mean tsaka mode kanina. So, para makuha na rin natin yung median, gamitin natin yung formula ng quartile and we know that second quartile is equivalent to median. So, solve natin yung second quartile. That's the second quartile. At the same time, that's the median. No? Okay. So, sana. Ayan. So, una, bago natin gamitin itong formula na to, we need to identify first, sino yung class na pang second quartile. Tandaan nyo, second quartile lang isa-solve natin ha. Solve for second quartile or Q2, which is also the median, para makuha na rin natin yung median. Kasi tapos na tayo sa mean and mode. Okay? So, ang magiging formula natin, Q sub 2 equals the lower boundary of the class where the second quartile is plus 2 na yung ating K times N over 4 minus cumulative frequency below divided by the frequency of the second quartile times I. So, yan po yung ating formula. But before we start using this formula, we need to identify sino dito sa table yung class kung saan yung second quartile. No? So, paano natin ma-identify yun? Gagamitin natin itong Kn over 4. Yan lang po. Ito K2 eh. Pero dahil second quartile, 2 yung ating K. So, Kn over 4 para malaman natin saan yung ating pagbabasihang class. So, saan, ayan. So, asa ang class yung second quartile. So, 2, second quartile kasi times N natin ay 50 divided by 4. So, 2 times 50 is equal to 100 divided by 4 is 25. So, itong 25 na to, titingnan natin dito sa cumulative frequency. Saan magbe-belong yung pang 25th, no, na data. So, dito sa unang class, 6 lang yan nandyan. So, second class, pasok dito yung 7 to 8, 7 to 18. Kasi nandito yung first 6, tapos yung 12 dito, yun yung pang 7 to 18. No? Tapos dito sa third class, nandito yung 19 to 27. Eh, 25 to. So, dito siya pasok sa, ano na to, sa class na to na 31 to 35. Nandyan po yung 25th. So, nandyan yung second quartile. So, bilugan ko, nandyan yung yan yung second quartile class. Yan ngayon ang pagbabasihan natin sa formula. So, yun yung una-una. Kailangan ma-identify mo muna kung saan yung class ng quartile na hinahanap mo. Ganon din sa decile. Kunyari, solve mo 6 decile. 6 decile. Bago ka mag-formula, hanapin mo na yung class kung saan nabibilong yung 6 decile. So, yan. Na-identify na natin. We can now start using the formula. So, Q, dito na lang siguro ako magsusulat. Q sub 2 is equal to the lower boundary. Ito yung ating lower boundary. No? 30.5 plus itong 2n divided by 4, ito na rin yun eh. Yun yung una nating sinolve, 25 ang sagot. So, ito 25 ko na lang dito. Minus cumulative frequency below. So, itong ating class na 31 to 35, ang ating cumulative frequency ay 27. Ang kukunin natin ay yung nasa baba, below. So, 18. Okay? Over frequency nung class ng second quartile. So, ito po yung ating frequency, which is 9, times ang ating class size, 5 pa rin naman, di ba? 30 minus 30 minus, wait, ayaw. Ayan, 30 minus 25 is 5. So, ang ating class size ay 5. Yan. So, 30.5 plus 25 minus 18 is 7 over 9 times 5. Yan. So, let's just use the calculator. 7 divided by 9 is, kumpleto ko na para makita nyo is 0.77777 times 5. So, multiply natin to. 0.77777 times 5. That is around, copy lang to, plus 3.888888. Yan. So, 3.88888 plus 30.5. Wait. Wait, 7. Plus 30.5 is 34. What's na? 34.38888. Tapos, i-ano na lang natin, up to 2 i-round off na lang natin up to 2 decimal places. So, ang ating final answer, the median, which is also the second quartile, is 34.39 pag ni-round off. Yan. That's it. That's the second quartile. That is also the median. And when you do solve for the fifth decile, you get the same answer. And also the 50th percentile. Okay? So, try naman tayo ng decile. Okay, so try naman tayo ng decile. Ayan, let's solve for the sixth decile. So, ito na yung magiging formula natin. No? D sub 6 or 6 decile is equal to the lower boundary of the 6 decile class plus 6 times n divided by 10 minus CFB over frequency of the 6 decile class times I. Okay. D6. Okay, so again, bago tayo gamitin yung formula, ito muna. Ito yan. Yung 6n over 10. To identify kung saang class nagbibilong yung 6 decile. Okay? So, 6 times 50 divided by 10. 6 times 50 is 300 divided by 10. That is equal to 30. So, titingin tayo ngayon sa cumulative frequency. Saan papasok yung 30 na data. So, dito po yun papasok sa, ayan, sa class na yan. Bakit? Kasi dito pasok yung 28 to 38. Kasi hanggang 27 lang to sa baba, diba? So, yung 28 dito magsisimula hanggang 38. Okay? So, yan. Ngayon, yan yung class. D6 class natin. 36 to 40. Yan ang ating D6 class. At yan ang magiging basis natin as we solve for the D6. So, let's use the formula again. D6 is equal to the lower boundary. Kapi ko lang ha. 6n over 10 minus CFB over the frequency of D6 times I. Ano ang ating lower boundary? Ito po. 35.5. Dito na lang pala sa taas. 35.5 plus yung ating 6n over 10, ito po yon 30. Solve na natin kanina. Minus cumulative frequency below. So, yung nasa baba niya, that is 27. Over frequency of the D6 class. So, ito yung ating frequency. 11 times the class size 5. Okay. So, third copy lang, 35.5 plus 30 minus 27 is 3 over 11 times 5. Yan. So, 3 divided by 11 is, copy ko lang to, 35.5 plus, that is 0.27272727, so times 5. So, times natin sa 5, we'll get, copy lang muna ulit to, we'll get 1.363636 and so on. And then plus 35.5. So, it's 36.86363, and so on. And finally, we round it off up to decimal places. So, our final answer would be 36.86. That is the 6th decile. Yow. Okay. And lastly, let's have an example. Let's try solving for a percentile. Okay, so for the percentile, let's solve for the 90th percentile. So for the 90th percentile, first, let's identify the class where the 90th percentile belong. So we'll have, since we're solving for the 90th percentile, our K is 90. Our K is 90. So we have 90 times our N is 50 divided by 100. So 90 times 50 is 4,500 divided by 100 is 45. So 45th data, saan po siya papasok? Dito. Kasi dito sa 41 to 45, dyan pasok yung 39, kasi hanggang 38 lang to sa baba. 39 to 46. Okay? So, itong class na to, yan. Nandyan yung 39 to 46 data. So, asan si 45th data? Nandun. Yan, identify na natin yung 90th percentile class. Now, let's solve. So, we got P90 equals the lower boundary, which is 40.5 plus bracket Kn over 100. Ito rin po yun, yung 45 na nasolve natin kanina. Minus cumulative frequency below. So, yun nasa baba ng ating class. And that is 38 over the frequency of the 90th percentile class. So, ito po yun. 8 times the class size, 5. Yan. So, 40.5 plus 45 minus 38 is equal to 7 over 8 times 5. Then, copy. What is 7 divided by 8? 7 divided by 8 is 0.875. Then, multiply it by 5. Copy 40.5 plus 0.875 times 5 is equal to 4.375. And finally, add it to 40.5. So, our answer is 44.875. Final answer, 2 decimal places of 44.88. That's our 90th percentile. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan. Ang maganda lang dito sa video na to, pwedeng balik-balikan pag medyo mabilis or medyo nalilito, balikan lang po ninyo. And you can also ask me sa ating GC. Okay, aralin, and then I will give some exercises para makapag-practice po kayo. Okay, thank you.